In the previous class, we have discussed this about this exception handling. So today also we will continue that topic, exception handling. And briefly again, briefly again we will go through the previous classes. So exception handling is nothing but the error handling or the different errors or different faults you will find at the time of execution the program. Okay, so how to handle that so that your program will terminate normally, not abnormally. Okay, you can terminate or you can continue as per your requirement, as per the user's requirement. So there are several keywords are used: try, catch, and throw. These are the keywords which will be required, and some other keywords also required. So yesterday we have seen two, three programs where try and catch is used, and the try is a block under which the statements whatever written, that is, if anywhere any exception occur during at the time of execution, that will be that error, the exception error will send to the respective catch block, and the catch block will be followed by try block. Means that after try block you will write the multiple catch blocks. So one try block may contain multiple catch blocks. So this is one syntax scenario of your try and catch block. So in our Java, the exceptions are represented like this. So representing the exceptions, Java exceptions class hierarchy. So in our Java, there is a predefined class that is called object class. So object class we will discuss later. So about the object of class and something methods. So under the object class, there is a class. There is a class that is called throwable. Throwable is another class. So under that, the exception and error, these are two subclasses. Okay, you know the inheritance. Now you can know these meanings. So exception and error, these are two subclasses. And exception, again, runtime exception. Runtime exception is there, or error is there. Error that is caught at the time of compilation, and runtime error exception will be caught at the time of execution. Okay. So this is your hierarchy of class, exception class. Okay. So first is your object, then throwable, under throwable exception and error, and under exception class not found exception. This is one predefined class. Clone not supported exception. This is another class. IO exception, AWT exception, runtime exception. So these are the classes are inherited or derived from exception class. Okay, which is already defined. Okay, under runtime exception, arithmetic exception, null pointer exception, index out of bound exception, no such element exception. Like this, so many runtime exceptions are also defined. Out of which, last class we have discussed, we have seen some programs where we have used this arithmetic exception and index out of bound exception. Okay, that is used in our program. And so these are runtime exceptions are already runtime exception class, under runtime exception class. And errors like linkage error, virtual memory, virtual machine, virtual make one error, then AWT error. These are the errors. Error exceptions means error exceptions. Uh, so all the total, all the whatever classes are already predefined, that is divided into two categories. That is checked, unchecked. Checked, unchecked. Checked means it will be checked by your the operating system. It means Java runtime environment. The checked exceptions will be checked at the Java means at the time of compilation. Okay. Unchecked exceptions, unchecked exceptions will be caught at runtime. Okay. So here the mark which is these are unchecked exceptions and these are checked exceptions. Okay. So for now, you just know that there are two classifications of exceptions. One is checked, another is unchecked. Unchecked means you will check, otherwise exception will occur. Okay, checked means the Java will automatically check it. Okay, you don't worry about that. Okay, that is there are two types of exceptions. So, yesterday in the previous class, we have discussed two exceptions. Uh, Today, we will go through some other exceptions. So, before that, again, as I told you, Java primitives, the keywords are you required try, throw, catch, final. Out of these four, we have used try and catch. And there are some throw statements today we'll discuss. And finally also we have used it. Okay, yesterday. So now we'll go to the program where just see this program which we have discussed yesterday in the previous class. So this is one exception program where we have used try and catch. Okay, try and catch. And finally, three things are used inside the try block. If any exceptions found, then catch block, respective catch block will handle it. Okay. Then if that respective catch block is not there, then if finally block is written, then finally block will be executed. And remember here here it will uh, uh, not continue. Okay, it will not continue. Now let us write a program, modify this program which will continue till you will enter a correct data. So what is the name for Boolean variable? Okay, from beginning again I am explaining you here. From beginning I will explain here. Just see the program here. Uh, this here I have made a variable be true, and this thing is you know the to create a scanner input variable. Now this loop is an infinite loop while b, the meaning, the value of b before this line number 9 I have set to true. That means while true. Here when the execution starts, it is meaning is while true. So this is the block under while. So under while try block is written. Okay, try block is written. So try block is controlled in the while loop. So when the try it come to this, so here message come and I entered the value. X value is suppose something I have entered 4, then int data equal to 25 divided by 4. So So that will be 6. So output will be here 6. Then B value will set to false. So when it comes to this point, B value is false, immediately it exits. And this catch block will not handle because under try there is no exception. So finally it come to here, it come to this line and rest of the code messages come. Let us again execute the program. I have compiled the program, executed. If I input a non-zero value, then successfully executed and exit rest of the code. If I input 0, then what happens? It exception occur, and immediately it come to the respective catch block, and in the respective catch block exception Java lang arithmetic exception divide by 0 messages come, and again it is asking value. If I input a non-zero value, then only successfully it exit from the try block. Okay, so this is one program where I can handle the exception properly. So like this way, you have to write the codes in the program to handle the exceptions. Okay, so here we have used try, catch, and this. So another. So here I will write finally thing. Okay, finally variable. Sorry, finally keyword I will use here. Where is that? I will write the finally here. So let us see the finally word also. Reached end of file while parsing. At line number 23. So let us compile and execute this program. Okay, so this is a program where finally also I have used. So remember here, finally will always executed. So now here another thing I want to say, there was a keyword which we have discussed, final. Final is the keyword which makes one identifier or method as the final declaration. You cannot modify the variable value of the final identifier. But finally is used inside the exception handling program where it is followed by try block. Okay, try and catch. And you remember, finally should be after all the catch blocks. Multiple catch blocks you may use. So after the all different catch blocks, finally you can write. And remember, if there is no error also, finally block will be executed. If there is error, then finally will not execute. Okay, which we have seen here. Here when I entered 0, the exception occurred and message has come. Then finally block is always executed, message come, and again loop go to the loop point. Then 6 I have entered and output 4. Finally block is always executed, message come, rest of the code. So this is the program where we have used the try block, catch block, finally block, as well as also we have made it in a loop and infinite loop, and if successful data entered, then only it will exit from the loop and program next other statements will be executed. Okay, so I here suppose one so these are the predefined exceptions which will be detected. Similarly, we'll go to that. So now we will see some other throw statement. Now we have seen throw try, catch, and finally. Now we'll see throw statement. Throw statement is here in this program. The throw statement executed explicitly, implicitly, means automatically throw statement executed. We have not written that, but we can write also throw statement. In the throw statement, we can write the what expression you want to throw, that message you have to pass, and accordingly that catch respective catch block will reach it. Okay, just see here, there is a program in main. There is a in the class. In the class, this in the inside the class, throw x. This is the class name I have given. So static void fun. Here I have defined a method inside the class, that fun method. Okay, static void fun. So static void fun means static means so we can use it anywhere in the um, program. So fun is a function. Inside the fun function, I have made a try block. Then inside the try block, yeah, here I have used throw statement, and null pointer exception I have thrown, and there is a message sent to that throw statement, through the throw statement. This is your message, and this message will reach by the catch block. And you see here, this is your try block, this is your catch block, and see here inside try block I have written throw statement, inside the catch block also I have written the throw statement. So throw statement will exit, will move the will throw to the try block under which the current um, throw statement is executing. That means here this try having a throw and this catch having a throw. And see here, this is a function. This is a function. And now come to main function. Again, another function inside the same class I have defined, that is main function. In the main function, in the try block, I have called fun function. Fun function is means, that means when you execute, start the execution, from this point, fun function will be called. Execution pointer will come to this and try again. Here throw will be thrown, and this throw will find a respective catch block, which will be followed by the try block. So now respective catch block is this one. So this one here, this thing will be received by this thing. Okay. So here null pointer exception found, and this is your message. So here the message will come cut inside fun. Okay. Now again this throw will send send to the catch block which under which the try block is there. Means this is for made for this one. Okay. So here this throw E, this will receive by this catch block, and this catch block here you see I have written the to send to show the message E value. Then here I have written E dot get message. Here I have written E dot to string. Here another E dot print stack. So these are the methods of that class object. Okay, or reference, you can whatever you can say. So now let us compile and execute this program. Program name is throw excp. Just see the program here. One by one line we will see. Here, first I have executed this cut inside fun. because fun function from here execution pointer comes to this, and here message null pointer exception is sent to the catch block. Here caught inside fun messages come, caught inside fun. Okay, now after that this throw will come to this one. Here again this caught in main, caught in main. Then E will receive the actual exception. So E here null pointer exception, then demo, which demo was the message which was sent here. Okay, demo. Whatever you write here, that will be sent as a message, the customized message to the exception um, object or reference. Okay. So now here get message. Next is get message. So get message will show the this line. See here what it is showing? Only demo. Only demo. Okay. Means that message only showing, not the exception error name it is showing. Means suppose you want to mean say when you write the real program, you if you write the coding language, if you show the coding errors on the screen, that will not good for the or not properly understood by the user. So customized message you will send, and in the screen you will show the customized message. So get message is a method which show the customized message which you have initialized here. Okay. Now again I have written toString. ToString, see here in toString it is showing Java long null pointer exception demo. So same thing, Java long, but whatever here it is showing, Java long null pointer exception demo, same thing it is showing in the toString. ToString function already we have discussed. Okay, using toString we can print the object message in the println. Then e dot print stack trace. So this is also here it traces all the things, where error, from where it is called, from where it is called, all the things. Here first it is showing the at throw exception fun, line number 8. See the line number 8, throw exception fun. Okay, then at throw exception main inside the main throw except Java 21 at the line number 21 fun was called, so here throw exception occurred. So this tracing the stack, entire stack of exceptions is showing on the screen. That is the, these are the three methods which you can use for with the exception error value. Okay. Let us see another program. This simple program here inside the main function, there is a thread, or we will discuss the thread thing, the details later. Just for now, you try to understand. Here, the sleep will pause or wait for this 10,000 milliseconds. Okay, not the seconds, this is my milliseconds. Okay, thread dot sleep 10,000 milliseconds. Then here, one exception will occur. One exception will occur. Then system out println. Now when you compile this program, it shows the compilation error. Just see here, the program name is throwlst.java. Throw tst. Okay, throw tst.java. See here, it is showing the message unexpected exception, interrupted exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. Okay, so what we will do? We will you write a try block here to catch it. Okay, let us see. Try. catch. What is that message? Interrupted exception. So interrupted exception is error or what? So this program is this is your compile time exception. If you will not handle this, then error will come, interrupted exception error will come. If you want to handle, then you write the respective catch block. Okay. So next class we will continue and we will use the throws keyword where multiple things will be handled. Okay. So here also we can write, but time is already up. Should we continue now? Okay. Now see here, this throws in this program we have used we received using catch block if any exception is occurred. Now I remove this one. Now I remove this one, and I remove this one also. Then remove the try block. Okay, so this here what happen, the exception will occur when you compile. Just see here again, we will test it. This throws this unreported exception, interrupted exception must be caught. Okay, now here just see here, I write one word here after this method, main method, throws interrupted exception. That means if it receives any interrupted exception, then it will throws to the Java runtime, because main will be called by the Java JRE, so it will throw to the Java runtime. So this see here, just I write this word, two words, then your compile will be successfully. Okay. So 10,000 millisecond will wait. So throws keyword is used with the which is followed by the method. It means suppose your method is expecting some exceptions, and before executing the method, if you have written that throws keyword. Remember, throw and throws, these are two things. Throw is written inside the try block. Throws will be followed by the method, any main method or any sub methods. Then this is your exception name. Multiple exceptions also you can write. Okay. Now just see here the slide. So throws is a keyword in Java which is used in the signature of the method to indicate that this method might throw one of the list type exceptions. The caller to those methods has to handle the exception using a try catch block. Syntax is type the method name, parameters, throws, exception list. Exception list will be separated by commas. Okay, multiple exceptions. So the program which we have seen here in the program, so that is previously the throws was not written, here throws was written. Okay. So some important points to remember here. Throws keyword is required only for checked exception, and usage of throws keyword for unchecked exception is meaningless. If you will not check anything, then there is no meaning. Throws keyword is required only to convince compiler, and usage of throw keyword does not prevent abnormality, terminate the program. By the help of throws keyword, we can provide information to the caller of the method about the exception. Okay. So next class we'll continue this exception handling, some more